Buongiorno belli amici! Welcome to Calabria Dreaming. My name is Lily and I make videos about living in beautiful Bella Calabria. And today's video is all about vacationing in Calabria, what you must know, and a few tips so that you can have a great time when you come visit this beautiful place. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel to grow and to get people turned on to this amazing hidden gem in southern Italy. So let's get into it. Calabria is not the easiest place to come and vacation to because it's not really set up for international tourists. It's more of an Italian vacation destination spot. So there's a few things that are done a little bit differently here and things that I just want to give you guys a heads up for so that when you do come here, you guys have the best time. So the first thing that I want you guys to really pay attention to is you must exchange your money before you come here. Okay, it sounds crazy that you would not be able to exchange money in Calabria, but it's real. You cannot exchange money in Calabria. The airport does not support more than a couple of bucks of exchange. So if you're coming in with several $1,000s, exchange your money in Rome. Exchange it from wherever you're flying out of. Because banks here just don't have exchanges here. It's the craziest thing. Literally the other day, I helped this woman relocate here from the United States. She had a bunch of cash on her. No bank would allow her to exchange the money without a bank account. In order to get a bank account, you need to be a resident here. She drove to the airport of Lamezia here in Calabria and the exchange was closed. And she's still a month later sitting on all this cash in dollars and she can't exchange it. And the only place that she could go is either fly back to Rome or go up to Naples or go to Sicily. It's crazy. So my number one tip before you come to Calabria is make sure you exchange your money because it is super, super difficult to do it here, okay? Trust me. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about is driving in Calabria. So Italy, if you go to any of the other cities like Florence, Venice, Rome, right? They're pretty small cities. So you can pretty much walk or take buses. There's a lot of good public transportation in these other cities. You can get places without a car. When you get to Calabria, everything is super spread out, right? So Tropea is 2 hours away from Soverato and Sila is about, so you definitely want to have a car here if you can. The only thing is that it's very hard to find automatic cars. So before you come here, either brush up on driving stick or make sure you specify with your rental company that you want an automatic. Okay, because when you come to Calabria, I do not want you to sit in Tropea and only see Tropea. You guys, the whole point of Calabria is to discover old cities and to go into old villages and to see these beautiful secluded beaches. And you're not gonna find any public transportation here that works. It's never on time, it's not connected, it's super annoying. For example, to get to Crotone, there's no trains that go to Crotone. You can only drive there. So the tip number 2 is really make sure you understand how you're gonna get around because there's no taxis, there's no Ubers, there's no buses, there's no trains here. I mean, there's a train that comes into Lamezia and a small regional train, but it doesn't take you into the cool smaller villages. So before you get here, make sure you know how to drive, make sure you know how to drive stick preferably, and make sure that you're comfortable driving in Italy. I mean, it's smaller roads here. Nobody pays attention to stop signs and lines on the street. It's kind of a free-for-all here. So I just want to prepare you, before you get here, make sure that you're mobile, that you can move around and preferably drive stick, okay? So really important. People think that they can just come here and that there's going to be buses and subways and trains. It doesn't work like that here. And that's probably why Calabria is so undiscovered because it is kind of a hard place to break into because you have to drive here. So just make sure you prepare yourself for that because I don't want you guys to miss out on the beauty of discovering an old medieval town in the rolling hills that nobody has been to in several hundred years. You know what I mean? That's the whole allure of Calabria, is to discover new things. So make sure you know how to drive stick. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is when to come. So Calabria is a very, very seasonal place to come, all right? So you can go to Florence all year round. It's always open. Everybody's there. It's a tourist destination all year round. Same with Venice, same with Rome. You know, those are like open all year round. Whereas Calabria, I'm not saying you can't come here in winter, but everything is closed here in winter, and it's kind of not the best time to come, unfortunately. I'm really trying to change that. I'm really trying to encourage Calabrians to stay open a little bit later in the year, because I love Calabria in September and October and November, and I to me it doesn't make any sense. So I want to go over like when is the best time to come and maybe when to avoid Calabria, okay? So Calabrians have a very long winter, okay? So from December until like May, it's kind of like a dead time. It's also the coldest time to be here. It's not that cold, but it is a little bit more rainy. Like today, it's super rainy all week. It's going to be rainy. It's a little windy, and it can be colder than you imagine. Even though we have a lot of sun, it is cold during those months. Then in May, spring starts to happen, but there are no tourist attractions in May. So the big tourist season here happens in July and August. August is like the absolute craziest time to be in Calabria. There's just a million people. For the 15th of August, we have a holiday here called Ferragosto, and it's like the end of summer. So everybody comes to Calabria to party, to have their last summer days, and then after August 15th, everything just starts to die away. It's really bizarre. So if you want to come here and experience like the ultimate summer parties, boats, snorkeling, all the umbrellas are out, all of that, come in July and August. That being said, I just want you to know that July and August are the most expensive months to come. So like an apartment that maybe rents for 300 euros a month on the beach during the rest of the year, in the summertime will go for 3,000 a week, okay? So the prices like skyrocket, and everything is booked way in advance. So if you're trying to come in August and in July, I'd highly recommend that you start booking like at the beginning of the year, because it gets very busy and prices just skyrocket. If you don't want to experience the absolute craziness of no parking, it's super hot, everybody's out, everybody's, you know, on top of each other, try to come in June or September. September is my favorite month. There's still some umbrellas out. There's like the lingering summer vibes still happening. It's not that touristy. It's a little cheaper to come and stay. And June is the same too. Like there's a lot of Germans that come in May and June, and they don't take advantage of the umbrellas because there's no umbrellas out on the beach, but they still go swimming in the beach, and they get a big price break on that. The cheapest time to come to Calabria is obviously during the winter. It is very hard to find places that will rent to you in the winter, however, because they just close the house down and they wait for summer to come up, and they make their money in the summertime. So it's kind of tricky when to plan your vacation. I would recommend coming in like the end of June, beginning of July, or end of August into beginning of September. But I would not recommend coming like July into August. It's just craziness. It's just there's no parking, everything is super expensive, you can't get into a restaurant, like it's just madness, right? So but if you're single and ready to mingle, maybe that's your time. I don't know, but I'm just letting you know that there is different months and they offer different things, and they're totally different. Like what Calabria looks like in the winter here is totally different than what it looks like in July and August. Like it's totally two different places. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like you would never even recognize it. It just looks so different. So just plan your trip according to that, and just know that there's huge fluctuations in the pricing if you're trying to rent like a place on the beach or something like that, okay? All right, the next tip, I say it all the time. I repeat this over and over, and people don't take me seriously. So let me go over it one more time. This is the most important tip before you come to Calabria is speak some Italian. So you can easily go to Florence and Rome and Venice and get by with your crappy Italian and a little bit of English, because most people speak English there because it's a tourist trap, essentially, right? In Calabria, nobody speaks English. Period, point blank. So I highly recommend on the plane or a few weeks before you get to Calabria, start getting those basics down. Know how to say buongiorno, salve, arrivederci, what you want to order a coffee, you want to buy something, know your numbers, know your fruits and vegetables, like know how to order something in a restaurant, know how to basic know the basic Italian here, because people are shocked when they get here. They really don't believe me. They think, oh, it's some restaurant or it's some place, they'll speak some English. No, they don't speak any English, and they don't even understand like basic English. They don't have any basic English skills. So before you come to Calabria, get Duolingo, get some book, do some app, get some basics, because when you get here and you're confronted with the fact that nobody speaks your language, it can be crippling, because it really kind of, it just doesn't give you the full experience. So just make sure you really polish up on your Italian. If anybody's looking for an Italian teacher, I have a really good friend, my best friend Nora here. She teaches Italian. Obviously with the time difference, it can be a little hard to schedule a class with her, but you know, find somebody, find a way to start practicing a good month before you get here, because it will affect your vacation if you just can't speak to anybody. So just trust me on this. Like, devi iniziare a praticare il tuo italiano subito. Adesso, mo, okay? Grazie. And then the last tip I have for you guys is, when you come to Calabria, don't just go to Tropea, okay? I know it's beautiful there and it has the stunning pictures and the stunning beach, but let me tell you something. All of Calabria looks like that. Like, Tropea just happened to be the one pick that we all decided would be the tourist destination for Calabria, and I do love it there, and I'm going there next weekend, and I'm so excited, and I do love going there. But it's very, very small. It gets extremely dirty in the summer. It's packed with people. Like, it's impossible to go there in August and July, and it becomes very, very expensive. And I know it's beautiful, but literally like a half hour away from Tropea, you will find other villages just as beautiful as Tropea and just as nice as a beach. So Scilla is another one, Vibo Valentina, there's Paglia, which is right next to Tropea. It's like a 5-minute drive. So try to expand your idea of what Calabria is, and travel. There's so much to see. Calabria is literally the tongue of Italy, so it's nothing but beaches, and there's some incredible beaches that you guys cannot miss. And I don't want people to get caught in just going to Tropea. There's also the mountains, there's Sila, there's Crotone, there's Reggio Calabria. Like, there's a lot to see here. So plan in advance, like a good week here, minimum a good week, if you really want to get a good taste of Calabria. Give yourself the time, try to drive that stick so that you can be independent and on your own, and go explore these other beaches, because I can't even tell you, I don't even know the name of the beaches. I'll just drive around and find some isolated beach, and it is like the most stunning beach you've ever seen in your life. Like, the Bahamas has nothing on Calabria. Like, trust me when I tell you guys that I am the biggest beach bum. I literally traveled nonstop for years looking for the beach of my dreams. And I think that's why I ended up in Calabria, because they just have endless beaches. So don't stay in the super touristy places like Tropea or Soverato. Really expand your vacation and get out there, and definitely go up into some of the medieval towns. Like, I do videos on them all the time, and they're all so incredible. Like, my videos really don't do it justice. I'm trying to share as much as I can with you guys, but literally being here in person and feeling the vibe of this old town and how much history was there is like so much fun. So please guys, try to get outside of Tropea. I know it's beautiful and it's so convenient to just have everything in one spot, but trust me, Calabria is for the explorer at heart, like the true Indiana Joneses out there, like me. So, you know, try to get out of the touristy spots and go discover, you know, something new for yourself. Okay, guys? So I hope this helps you guys. So number one thing, if you take one thing away from this, just trust me, do not come here with dollars. Change your money before you come south of Rome. Okay, so wherever you're coming from, exchange it at the airport. Whatever the exchange rate is, just do it, because once you get here, there's no exchanges, okay? Like zero, zilch, okay? 2, make sure you know how you're gonna be getting around. Like, there are no Ubers, there are no taxis, there are no buses, there are no trains. So if you can drive stick, that's great. If you can't drive stick, make sure you get a car that's automatic, and you have to specify that ahead of time. Like, really make sure that they understand that you can't drive stick, because they can't even understand that people that don't drive stick. Like, they don't understand people like me. Like, I do not drive stick, and I don't want to drive stick. So make sure you make those arrangements ahead of time. Make sure you plan your vacation according to the month. So there's a season here. So July, August, super expensive, super fun, super crazy, super packed. September, October, chill, easy, still hot out, like still nice. From like November until like April, May, it's a pretty downtime. Everything is closed. Everybody tells me in my videos, where are all the people? And I'm like, they're hibernating. They come out and party in the summer hard. They party harder than anybody else. And then they go to sleep for 6 months. It's just the way it is. So depending on what you're looking for, just plan accordingly. You must speak Italian, like your basics. It's not that hard. Take a week to really just like drill it into you. And it's fun language to speak. It's so beautiful. Anything you say is sexy and romantic. So just get some words under your belt before you get here. Study on the plane. If you have a long plane ride over here, just get that Duolingo or get a book and start practicing, okay? And then the last tip, of course, is don't stay in Tropea. Don't stay in one place. Calabria is all about exploring. It's about being that rugged Indiana Jones explorer out there. So get in your car, get your Euros, get your Italian, and go out and check it out, guys. Because Calabria is truly like a paradise for explorers and for people who want to see untouched, untouristy places. So I hope this helps you plan your next vacation. If anybody needs help, like really creating a great itinerary, me and Angela love doing that with people. We also do small tours, so if anybody wants to meet us and we can take you around and show you stuff that's like off the beaten track, we do that, and we love meeting new people through the channel. So I hope you guys come to visit Calabria very, very soon. And when you do, make sure you enjoy every second of it. Okay, guys? So thanks so much for watching.